I think one thing that we haven't touched on just yet is how we prepare clients for the unexpected, because just as important as it is to go through it as a team, it's really good to set those expectations up front with a client. What's something that you guys do at CrewXP to prepare clients for the unexpected?
Uh, well, we've got those clever little models like, well, we may be slow, but we're expensive. No,
Man.
you know, a couple things. I always like to make sure, are you sending in a traveling supervisor?
Hmm.
Can we have a conversation about what that means? That's not the salesperson that sold it that doesn't know anything about the exhibit. So my question is there somebody from your shop, if you've done the dress rehearsal there, or if you're going to be part of our team building it for you, I want to make sure we're putting you on our project management team so you're included, and your job is to chase down the the client artwork and any excuse me, any equipment that we need to integrate, whatever the special attention details are. We got to be making sure we're all on the same page in the same team. So I think that's a big part of it, Khalil, is just setting expectations that we're only going to be as good as the information you provide us, and you can't ask us too many questions, and want to make sure you're available for us to ask you any. But our motto is we insist on doing a full dress rehearsal on a build that we're doing for a partner. We want that full dress rehearsal. We'd love you to come in. If not, we're happy to turn on the ring cams and let you do internet previews. But the dress rehearsal is where you find out fit and finish issues and buildability issues, and any questions. Let's find it out not in the most expensive place, not where we have all the variables that show up where we have little to no get direct control over. We want to run into those things if possible.
Yeah.
And when we have to skip the dress rehearsal, and we hate doing that, but it's what happens when lead time gets away and clients aren't able to get artwork in time, and there's not going to be enough time to do the dress rehearsal, and we just know, no, 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 we know it's going to happen. We're going to have some challenges that show up at show site because our risk is higher because we
Yeah.
didn't get the dress rehearsal. I mean, anybody that's out there that loves the theater, can you just imagine, right? Showing up for performance, and the actors never got to walk through a set before, and they don't know the blocking, and they didn't even get to run their lines together,
Yep.
right? And it's just, anyway, there's tons of analogies we can use, but if we really want to deliver that end user, that brand side client, a hassle-free experience, we want to play the game having already played it, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason teams practice. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
so good. I love the rehearsal aspect of it and doing it not on the show floor where they're more expensive, where the problems are more expensive. I think always being upfront with clients when there's an issue is super helpful. And again, like if something unexpected happened at a show and the next week you got another show in the same place with another client, tell them what happened so they're prepared, right? And
Yeah.
this is the plan we have in place to address that. Share information and share lessons learned with clients. It's always going to go a lot farther than hiding those details from people.
I
So,
think the last point I'd make, Khalil, is in our business, and I know our experience builders listeners know this. Unexpected is just a part of what we do,
mhm.
and we're talking about some very extraordinary things that seem to be happening now, and more challenging. Readiness is even more important. But so you asked, how do we set expectations? Talk about them. Talk about that there's going to be some, particularly the larger the project. So there's a reason that we don't do, if we're just doing the labor, for example, we don't do a guaranteed price on something that's going to be, 5 or 6 guys over 3 or 4 days to set it up, because we just know that in the actual show floor environment, because in the dress rehearsal environment, we don't have one union for electrical. We
Mhm.
don't have another union bringing the freight. We don't have close quartered other competitors and exhibitors that are taking up aisles and doing stuff, or people, maybe trying to grab something out of your job box, or your ladders walk up. We don't have things that slow us down. So and by the way, we don't have clients that are on site making scope of work changes like it happens, half the time at show site. So my point is, there's probably, we do what we call a track and reconcile bill on labor or at the end of the show. And so we take great notes. So I like to give our partners every single day, we go, we anticipated 128 man hours to move everything in for the complete install. Here's what it is each day. 4 men on day 1 for 8 hours, 4 men day 2 for 8 hours, 3 men 8 hours, day 3, whatever it is. And you go, I'll give you an up or down count of how we're doing. Here's where we're at on our progress. We're right where we thought we would be on day 2. We had one guy less, but we made up the work. So we're actually 8 hours in the bank, right? If we're over, and very often that's because of an unexpected delay of, it could be the hanging sign guys took too long to wait. We couldn't get started, or the carpeting didn't show up in time, or whatever it was. And so we always go at halftime, here's where it's at. And we will try to make up some of those hours on the dismantle and repack. We're in it together. And so we're managing your project, and very often we're really good. So if we can do that, we will make up time. But we have a conversation about it beforehand. Nobody should get a bill at the end of the show from an EAC contractor. They get bills from the general contractor all the time that are unexpected, but it shouldn't be an unknown with a partner that you've contracted with. You should be kept informed the whole time and know why. And again, whether it's a scope of work change, whether it's a mistake, hey man, if my guy laid out one of your graphics and on a printed sheet of acrylic and he put a ladder on the edge of it and chipped and cracked it, believe me, that cost is on me. And my guys know to tell me the minute it happens, because we're going to get it into production before the show opens. We'll have it fixed. And anyway, that doesn't happen very often, but you got to be stand up guys in that situation.
Yeah.
But you're all on the project team together. The expectation is it's not going to go according to what the forecast was. It's just too big a project. Have you ever built a house or had a friend that built a house? There's always a punch list left over. There were some changes they made. I'm changing the railing. Hey, we want to add a couple steps here. That's too big a drop. Whatever it is. Same thing happens when we're building portable branch offices for 3 days at a time. So
yeah.
So that, I guess would be my last how to set expectations. Let's just make sure we're communicating day by day what the progress is.
Communication.
Yes,
such a key aspect of it.